Shaking up the establishment. Surviving an attempt on his life, former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan accuses the top power echelons of trying to kill him. He's vowed to recover and continue his long march to Islamabad, but will Imran Khan return to power? He conquered the sporting world and reached the highest rungs of power in Pakistan. But Imran Khan isn't done yet. The charismatic politician wants to return to the top job, but his journey back is proving challenging to say the least. Last week, while leading a march from Lahore to Islamabad demanding a snap election, Khan was attacked by a gunman. One man was killed and 10 others were injured. Khan proceeded to accuse 2 political opponents and a top intelligence official of orchestrating the attempt. He's now demanding a thorough and independent investigation. But the government says Khan's provided no evidence to back up his claims. Imran Khan's political career has been stacked with drama. After his Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party won the most seats in 2018, the former cricket legend became prime minister.
3 points, Andre. Number 1, my party right now, and all opinion polls would verify that, is by far the most popular party in Pakistan's history. We have won 75% of by-elections where my party on one side, 13 parties, all the other parties on the other side. And with government support, establishment support, with the election commission favoring them, we won 75% of the by-elections. Out of 37, 29. I'm just sort of making my points one by one. So if it was for popularity, I wanted to blame someone for assassination. I don't need that sort of popularity. Number 2, what he's talking about, the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister, it is on record that to stop a protest against them in 2014-13, it was a famous model town massacre. The police fired into a crowd of people, killed 12, 60 got bullet wounds, and this is still case in the court. So, number 2, and then both these guys have extrajudicial killing on them. Number 3, and this is very important for you to understand. On the 24th of September, I actually went into a public rally and gave the script of what was going to happen to me 6 weeks ago, where point by point I said that first, these statements that I had committed blasphemy, then they would be picked up by the government-owned media, government ministers. Then they would start the PTV, Pakistan Television. For 4 days, they ran this thing that I've committed, offended religious opinions. And the whole idea behind was to have eventually in the name of a religious fanatic, have me assassinated. So this was predicted. I went on 2 programs before that. So this is not new. And so, for him to say that I made these allegations, I want to have an independent investigation into it so that we can give the sequence of events what happened. And then the cover-up that has followed out.
I mean, you've described repeatedly how you knew this was going to happen. You knew there would be an attempt on your life, and you knew who would be behind it. Why have you refused then to speak behind bulletproof glass, for example? Doesn't it just seem reckless? Don't you owe it to your supporters to keep yourself safe?
These were written warnings given by this administration. Now, I was left with a choice. Do I stop a campaign, the campaign for freedom, a genuine democracy and free and fair elections, or do I just sit in my home and allow this injustice to take place? So I decided, I took a decision that it doesn't matter, if I have to go, but no way should a nation compromise on its independence.
You've also said those very people are also supported by the United States. Let me ask if you think foreign powers now have a role in what is happening to you in this moment.
Outside powers only influence you when you have weaknesses internally. And that's what they exploit. But the question is, the way forward is only one. Genuine democracy. Allow the people of Pakistan to elect their own government. Let's not be dictated from outside or from any internal powerhouses who just plonk people, criminals on top of you, and then expect that, like a herd of sheep, you should accept it. And the greatest pleasure for me is that after 26 years, I finally see the sort of political awareness that never existed before in my country. So we have and that's what scared these people who tried to kill me.
You had said about the Long March that this is a revolution, but you asked specifically, will it be a soft one through the ballot box or a destructive one through bloodshed? What do you mean by that? Because some might read that as you're actually threatening war if you don't get your way.
I started politics 26 ago with no political figures, with no big names, with no family in politics. Because in Pakistan, it's family politics. It's either Sharif or Bhutto or feudals. I started from zero and I gradually built up this movement. And I only built up the movement because eventually the public started joining me. And so it was a first genuine public movement. It took 20 years for me to 22 years to finally win the election. Now, in the last 6 months, what I have witnessed, Andre, whenever a government has been removed in the past, people distribute sweets, people celebrate. This was the first time in our 75-year history. When I was removed, the next day, millions of people came on the street protesting against my removal. Millions came out. It's never happened in Pakistan before. And secondly, what happened? Not that they expected that it was a temporary thing, the movement would die down. It has grown. And again, I repeat, it's never happened that a government in opposition wins 75% of by-elections, despite all the establishment, the government machinery favoring the other side. And all parties on one ticket fighting against it. So it was me against all the rest of the parties. So already the revolution is on the ground. People want to change. Social media has changed people. They clamp down on journalists. They clamp down on media. One of our greatest, I have to say, one of the best investigative journalists in the world, Arshad Sharif, because he was exposing this regime change and this conspiracy, he was hounded out of Pakistan. His life was threatened. Eventually, they had him murdered in Kenya. So there was a clampdown on media, on my activists. They've tried to disqualify me. There were cases, terrorism case against me. But social media. Now, this is something you can't control. So social media has raised the level of awareness. So it's my belief now, the change cannot be stopped in Pakistan. We have two ways. This genie of public awareness cannot be put back in the bottle. Either it will go the ballot way, which is the peaceful way, a soft revolution, or it will take the other way and out of everyone's control. Because it's a young population. Remember, Pakistan, 60% of our population is below 30. This is a young population, mobile savvy, aware of everything. The information cannot be stopped. The only way forward is a peaceful revolution through the ballot box. And that's a constructive revolution.
I'd like to thank you so much again for taking time out of your recovery to speak to us.